So armor class 3. Now we're going to wear the other one again, so we can look at the difference. I don't know any spell. I don't want to cast any spell. Please. What's happening? Oh, caps lock is on. I'm sorry. So we're now going to wear our scale mail and watch the numbers change. Where? So armor class 10, evasion 7. So you could tell you could go about this like, well, armor class and evasion on top of each other is 17. You are an armor class of 10. I have an evasion of 7. So this one gives us the same thing. It is an armor class of 14 and an evasion of 7. But when they hit us, they won't hit us as hard. Later, when we are going to train our armor stats a little bit more, we will lose a bit of the evasion penalty. Okay, it looks like we have explored a lot of the dungeon already, so I'm going to auto-explore the level. And there we have Natasha again. And now she is casting the magic darts, because there wasn't an orc in the line of sight, so we're waiting until she comes into view, and then we're going to kill her again. Goodbye. And this time we have the feline corpse of Natasha, so it was only didn't need to kill her twice, and we're going to eat her for our hunger. Auto explore. There she is again. Why won't you die already? And this time she drops a potion. We are going to try and kill this adder without getting poisoned. We can butcher it and eat it for chunks. And we are going to find the way down. We are going to use the nearest one, which I believe we're going to use that one. So welcome to floor 4. We are on dungeon level 4. We are experienced to level 5. Let's see what's happening with our skills. So both fighting and maces and flails are now above 5. So we just keep training them until they are about 7 or 8, something like that. Then we're going to switch to other skills, and we have found the communal. I'll look at a floor. Ecumenical. Welcome to temple. Let's call it that. This is the place where we are going to find most of the gods. Not always all of them, but this is the level they call it temple, and this is where you can find a lot of altars of the different gods, and you can pick and choose one. So all these are different gods. So let's quickly auto-explore them and look at Control O gives you an overview of the dungeon. And right now we have discovered the following gods. Ashinzari, which was the god of curses, which we found in dungeon level 2. And we have now also found Shaibriados, Dithmenos, and a whole bunch of other ones. And I believe that either Makleb or Iredelmenul, we call him I here, are ones that are a bit beneficial to us, which are gods of, well, actually fighting. And Paulogonu is also probably a nice idea. Let's pray on his altar and see what he does. Let's skip the flavor text. Followers of Lugonu gain powers to depart the abyss. Oh yeah, that was the abyss. No, we don't want to join your religion. This is Makleb. There's a lot of gods and who do a lot of different things. Maklab is a destroyer, the fearsome deity of bloodshed, yeah, and mortification. That sounds good. Maklab offers followers the means to inflict immense damage through chaotic destruction attacks. Followers will be able to call in the help of powerful demons. But then again, do we want to have powerful demons fighting along our side? No, not just yet. What are other options for us? This is Logonu. Oh, Logonu has 2 altars. Over 3 altars. This also is one for Logonu. This is the one of life. This is Yermdol is, I believe, is the god of shadow. Yeah, the power to raise skeleton and corpses, to recall undead, and to heal themselves by draining life forces of living creatures. Highly sufficient piety. With sufficient piety, Yermdol can be called down upon to mirror a follower's injuries onto attackers. You will be able to bind the monster's soul, make it fight for them instead. I haven't actually played around with that god too much. And this is Ru, which for me is also a new god. What does he do? Leads you to gain immense power which initially will cause foes to falter and become stricken with maladies if they harm you. As you make further sacrifices, you'll be able to draw its powers to restore your health and magic, and make lightning fast explosive leap. Exceptional sacrifices can unleash their power with a massive strike at all their foes. Rule will, on judging you ready, offer you the 3 sacrifices which you can make in order to achieve greater power. I don't get this one. Rue likes it when you make personal sacrifices. Yeah, I bet you do. Decisions. I don't know. It's a tough call. What did he do again for me? Okay, here we can raise skeletons, recall undead, and we can mirror injuries. So we are a melee-based attacker. So this could be really helpful. But I'm also liking the sound of what this Rook character will do for us. Immense power immense power, which initially will cause foes to falter and become stricken with maladies if they harm you. So they will get. I don't know this one. We'll be joining this god for the hell of it. Yeah, why not? Will you join this religion? Yes, we will. Rule welcomes you. So that decision is made. You can always abandon a god, by the way. But if you do, you will incur the wrath of that god. So he will get mighty angry with you, and he will put things in your path to punish you for leaving him. Not always. An ice beast. This is one of the more terrifying beasts to come across on this level. It's an ice beast, and it looks extremely dangerous. It's immune to cold, immune to resistant to poison. It is susceptible to fire. It is large, and it may deal extra cold damage to us. So, do we have anything that deals fire damage just off the bat? I don't think so. Nope. We don't. We have a wand of teleportation. So when things get really dire, we can always try and escape using that. Right now, we're going to use our flail and try and bash its head in, which is not going all that bad just yet. We are swinging at each other. Okay, so I hope that was still on the last video, but we successfully defeated the ice beast, and we have now increased males and flails to 6, and we have reached level 6 as well. Again, the question every third level: do you want to increase strength, intelligence, or dexterity? I think I will be increasing our dexterity again. Let's just go for dex. I don't know if it's the right choice or not. I'm not fully familiar with how this game works in that regard. So yeah, most likely we will die before that becomes a problem. Okay, a giant cockroach doesn't leave behind a corpse. We're hungry. A giant newt, but that has no nutrition. I walk by the orc perhaps a bit too fast. And let's eat the corpse for nutrition. A scroll. Do we have any scrolls of identify? No, we haven't picked up any scrolls of identify. We do have 3 scrolls labeled under the K. Fetish music. Let's find out what it does. Blink. It's a blink scroll. So a blink scroll lets you teleport yourself to anywhere within visible line of sight range. So we can teleport to here, but we cannot teleport to the line of sight thingy over there. So this is a really nice to have for escape when things get dire. And in here we find a potion, an amulet, and an adder skeleton. Now, skeletons are undead, and skeletons don't show their hit points because they're already dead. You just bash them until they disappear. So we found a glass ring and a jade amulet. We are not wearing amulets just yet, and wearing amulets can have its own detrimental and beneficial effects. For example, there is an amulet of faith which will make you gain piety even quicker with your god, but on the other hand, if you take it off, your god will be displeased with you and you will get an immediate penalty bonus. I'm feeling confident right now. We're just going to identify it. It was an amulet of clarity, and an amulet of clarity protects its wearer from some forms of mental confusion, including being berserked against one's own will. So hopefully this is a relatively nice amulet to have. Let's flee from the worker ants. These can be very strong. Let's lure them into a kill zone. We are now poisoned for the first time, which is a damage over time effect. So we are just going to wait until it fades out. It stacks poison. We only had 1 hit, so not too bad. It faded off relatively quickly. And let's kill you. Let's get back to exploring the dungeon. A hound. A hound is not a jackal. A hound usually doesn't come in packs. We are going to butcher and eat their corpses. So, ooh, an ogre. An ogre is a very, very hard hitter. Ogres carry the biggest clubs of the biggest and the heaviest weapons in the game. Only ogres and trolls are able to wield some of the more heavy weapons in the game. It has no armor class to speak of because it can't wear armor. It has not much of an evasion, but it looks really dangerous. I'm not in the mood to care actually. I will meet you head on and bash your brains in, which worked out rather nicely for us. A bunch of scrolls. We now have 3 scrolls of fear, 2 scrolls of blinking, and 1 scroll of identify. So this scroll of identify we are going to use. and we are going to use it on one of our potions, and one of which we have 2 of. So now we found a potion of heal wounds. So if we get if our hit points are diminished, we can now quaff a potion of heal wounds, which will heal our wounds. Oh gosh, what a nice coincidence that the name and what it does coincides. Another ogre. Well, we got on fairly nice with the last one, so let's try. Ooh, this one is hitting. Ah, there you go. So we are now down to 14 hit points of our 57, and we are afraid. So we're going to read a scroll of blinking, and we're going to get the hell out of Dodge. And we are going to make a beeline to the dungeon floor above us, and we are going to heal back up to full before we go venture down again. So this is a worm again, so we're going to wait for it to step up. So we're going to punch it, step back, wait, punch it, step back, rinse and repeat until it's dead. You should not die of a worm. It's not at all necessary if you follow this this kind of stepping pattern, because they are slower. Okay, when we go, this is called stair dancing. We can go up and down the stairs, but the and the ogre can too. So this is something you can do when you're fighting multiple characters at once. When you then you can go up the stairs, and only the ones surrounding you will go up with you to the next floor. There is a penalty, because when you are moving up the stairs, all the creatures around you that can hit you get a free swing at you, because you're busy doing something else. Okay, let's auto-explore to a new territories. Just a skill mill and 14 stones. Not really interesting. We are hungry again. We don't have any. Oh god. So we have discovered 2 orc wizards, a gnoll, an orc, a goblin, and a kobold. And the orc wizard casts a spell at us. We are in a bit of a pickle right now, because the wizards can do some major damage on us. So I'm wondering what we should do right now. I think the best thing for us is to just step into the doorway and meet them head on, or either take 1 step back and let them come to us. If I step into the doorway, one of them can step to the side over here and hit us from the diagonal and also from the water, so that's not the best option. So we are going to take a step back and hope that they won't. Yeah, he didn't cast, he just stepped in front of us. So we are going to use this as a position to fight them, because the wizards cannot. Well, the first wizard can cast at us, but they can't reach us all. So the wizard, the second one, just hasted itself. It seems to speed up, but I don't care about that, because it's not able to actually directly hit us. So we've reached level 7, and we're going to wait. Yes, it just stepped past the goblin, the wizard, the one I wanted to kill first and foremost, and it won't be a match for our armor class. So now we're just basically killing the rest off. Easy peasy. Oh, it blinked away from us, so I'm going to choose a different position to lure it back in again. There it is. It's blinking away. There you go. We got it. So we've reached a hunger status again, so we're going to So we're going to eat the corpses of the enemies we just vanquished to get rid of our hunger status again. Let's see what dropped in our vicinity. I believe that was Control X. Yeah, with Control X you can get a view of everything, of every item in your sight. Which apparently is also a kobold. That's nice to know. And an altar. But there's just chainmail, chunks of flesh, goblin corpses, and stones all around. So I'm not missing any of the embroidered or glinting items, which might be worth our time to investigate. The kobold is right on top of us right there. So it's going to go down right now. We already have a god, for which we don't have any piety just yet, but we'll get to that if we actually have a piety level, because I believe it is Control A. No, A. Yeah, right now we don't have any abilities. We took on a god, and right now the only ability we have is to renounce that religion. You can see up here where we are the Minotaur of Rue, we have several dots, and the dots indicate our level of piety to that god. Right now the dot isn't changed into an asterisk just yet, so we don't actually have any piety to the god, so we don't get any abilities from them. Let's explore the dungeon a bit more. See if we can find some cool stuff to wear and some things to slay. So there's our first book, but we are not of the spellcasting kind. So I doubt we're going to use it. We're going to pick it up anyway, but I don't think it will be valuable for us. Oh, there's a lot of books actually, and a lot of altars again. So this is an altar of Mifasa, so Sif Muna. But we're going to just stay with the god we picked. The game noticed that one of the wizards we were fighting against used invisibility, and when an enemy uses invisibility and you don't you don't see it die within your line of sight immediately, it will turn off auto pickup, because it still thinks there might be an enemy near you and won't let you waste your turns picking stuff up when you are getting hit. So let's use auto explore to explore the final bits of the dungeon, which we have done right now. Let's go and find the nearest way down over here, going to the next level. We are hungry, but we are... Ooh, tomahawks of returning. These are boomerang tomahawks. So we auto-equip those in our quiver. So we can now throw these tomahawks with a chance that they will return back to us once we have thrown them. The skill is throwing, which is associated with throwing items, and our skill level is 0. So don't expect too much to go right when you're using throwing items or shooting items when you don't have any of the relative skills into them. Our maces and flails have skilled over 7. It's about 8, so I'm going to stop training that. Fighting is for hand-to-hand combat, and it also increases your hit point amount. So that's the reason why I was training fighting, and I think it's a good choice for us now to start training armor, because we are wearing a plate armor and we could benefit from a bit better use of armor. The percentage of incoming experience used to train each skill is brown. Yeah, 45%. I like it. So armor is the next thing we are going to train up. The use of armor and the reduction in penalty we have while using armor that is relatively high for our encumbrance. At least I believe that's the way it works. I'm very hungry right now, so I have a lot of bread rations. I'm going to eat a slice of pizza. Eating a slice of pizza will also free up one of our inventory slot items, so we can carry a lot more. The zombie will not show a hit bar because it's already dead, so you just bash it in until it's gone off the screen. They never leave corpses, by the way. We just found another scroll of identify, which brings us up to 2. I think it's time to identify some of the potions. So we are going to identify the Cyan potion. It's a potion of agility. Next up, we are going to identify the bubbly purple potion. And it's a potion of ambrosia. Oh, that one I don't know yet. A potion of ambrosia. It's grey, so that means it doesn't have anything beneficial. It's a strange substance produced by ghost moths. Consuming it causes regeneration of health and magic, along with total befuddlement. Well, I'll have to look up what that means. The two effects are fundamentally linked. The regeneration ends the moment the confusion does. Oh. So when we quaff this, we will get our hit points back, but we lose control of our movement of our character, I think. And we have a deep elf mage. Ooh, it has a lot of books and a lot of spells it can use against us. It's extremely dangerous, and it can freeze us with can summon ice beasts, bolts of magma. Yay gods! Ooh, I don't know exactly how we are going to deal with this one. We are quite out in the open, so that poses a problem. Let's look in our inventory quickly, what we might have to combat or to solve the problem of this deep elf. We have a wand of teleportation. We could actually teleport him away. We have a potion of might, heal wounds. We have 2 of those. So if things get sticky, we can get back some of our hit points. We found several books, but I haven't looked into them because we don't have any. Yeah, we have 6 magic points right now. Perhaps we could read those books in a bit and see if there are some spells we can learn within them. So I think we'll need to do this with a bit of careful planning. I propose we are going to move to the left and see if we can lose line of sight and lure him in closer so we can club him in melee range. So he hasn't cast anything yet. I think if I do one step more to the left, it will come down. No, it moves. It moved. Oh god. Well. Yeah. The deep elf mage comes into view. It's wielding a long sword. The orc hits you. You are electrocuted. So the orc. Oh god, the orc also wields an electric axe. An orc wielding a hand of electrocution. Oh, this is not good. Let's see what happens if I swing one time at the deep elf, and if he can kill him fast enough, because they both. Oh god, yeah, there goes the rest of the half of my hit points. So it's time to get the hell out of dodge. So we're going to read one of the scrolls of blinking, and we're going to blink right out of their vision and try and make a beeline for the stairs. We're going to wait. Yeah, no. We're going to. Oh, we went down instead of up. That wasn't the brightest idea of me. But right